You think you are moving, but your spirit is sitting still. We spend our lives in boxes, wondering why our energy feels like a stagnant pond. Most people ignore the simplest medicine because it requires no pill. 99% miss the last part, and without it, you are just walking in circles. If you stop now, you remain a prisoner of your own stagnation, slowly suffocating the fire within. Stagnant waters. You see, my friends, we live in a world that has forgotten the primary language of the human vessel. We were born to move, not as a chore, but as a fundamental expression of our existence. When you look at a river that has stopped flowing, what do you see? You see darkness, you see debris, and you see the loss of life. The water becomes thick and heavy. This is exactly what happens inside your body when you choose a life of stillness. Your chi, your vital life force, becomes trapped. It cannot reach the places that need healing, and it cannot carry away the things that are poisoning you from within. Most people treat walking as a way to get from one point to another, or perhaps as a light form of exercise to burn a few calories, but this is a very shallow understanding. In the tradition of the internal arts, walking is the most basic form of circulating the light. When you take a step, you are not just moving your muscles, you are pumping the energy through your meridians. You are telling your heart that it is time to wake up. You are telling your lungs that they must expand to their full capacity. You are essentially shaking the dust off your internal organs. When you walk every day, you are changing your internal weather. You are moving from a state of dampness and cold to a state of warmth and flow. This warmth is the fire of life. It melts the blockages in your joints and clears the fog in your mind. Many of the modern ailments we face, the heaviness in the limbs, the slow digestion, the constant fatigue, are simply symptoms of a body that has become too still. By walking, you are reintroducing the rhythm of the universe into your physical frame. You are aligning yourself with the natural law of motion. Consider the pumps of the body. We think of the heart as the only pump, but the legs are the second heart. When you walk, the contraction of your leg muscles helps to push the blood and the lymph back up toward the center. This relieves the burden on the primary heart. It allows the system to filter the blood more efficiently. For a senior or for anyone seeking longevity, this is the secret to maintaining a clean vessel. If the second heart is weak, the whole kingdom suffers. By walking, you are ensuring that the rivers of your body are always clear and vibrant. We must also talk about the stagnation of the mind. Have you ever noticed that your most difficult thoughts happen when you are sitting still? When the body is stationary, the mind becomes like a monkey trapped in a cage. It jumps from one worry to another, creating a loop of anxiety. But the moment you start to walk, the cage door opens. The movement of the legs creates a corresponding movement in the thoughts. They begin to flow. They begin to resolve. This is why the great thinkers and the masters of old always walked. They knew that clarity is found in the rhythm of the feet. Earthly connection. To walk correctly is to perform a ritual of grounding. Most of us walk on flat, artificial surfaces, wearing thick shoes that disconnect us from the energy of the earth. We are like electrical appliances that have been unplugged. We carry a high charge of stress and static energy that has nowhere to go. This static creates inflammation and tension in the nervous system. When you walk with awareness, you are seeking to plug yourself back in. You are allowing the excess tension to drain out through the soles of your feet and into the ground. In our practice, we focus on the Yongquan point, the bubbling spring located on the sole of the foot. When you walk, you should feel this point making contact with the earth. This is the gateway through which you draw up the yin energy of the ground to balance the yang energy of the sun. If you walk every day with this awareness, you are creating a perfect circuit. You are balancing the heat of your thoughts with the coolness of the earth. This is the middle way of health. It is not about speed or distance. It is about the quality of the connection. When you walk, you should imagine that you are massaging the earth and the earth is massaging you back. This exchange of pressure is a form of communication. It tells your nervous system that you are safe, that you are supported, and that you are here. Many people live their lives entirely in their heads, floating above their bodies like ghosts. Walking brings the spirit back down into the vessel. It weights you. It makes you substantial. A person who walks with gravity is a person who cannot be easily pushed over by the storms of life. This daily movement also changes the density of your physical form. Science tells us that walking strengthens the bones and the tendons, but from the master's perspective, walking packs the energy into the marrow. It makes the structure of the body more resilient and more conductive. Just as a piece of metal becomes stronger when it is hammered and folded, your body becomes more refined through the repetitive motion of the walk. You are forging yourself with every step. You are moving from a state of softness to a state of supple strength. I encourage you to find a place where the ground is not flat. Walk on the grass, walk on the stones, walk on the mountain paths. This variety forces the body to constantly adjust its balance. It wakes up the small muscles and the subtle nerves that have gone to sleep in our flat world existence. This constant adjustment is the best training for the brain. It keeps the mind sharp and the body intelligent. A body that knows how to navigate an uneven path is a body that knows how to navigate an uncertain life. You are building adaptability into your very cells. Breath mastery. Now we come to the part that 99% of people miss, and it is the most important part of the entire practice. If you walk while you are talking, or while you are listening to noise, or while you are thinking about your problems, you are only doing half the walk. You are moving the machine, but you are not cultivating the spirit. To truly change your body, you must integrate the wind, the breath with the earth, the step. This is the secret of the internal walk. It is the difference between a simple stroll and a profound transformation. The breath should be deep, slow, and synchronized with your movement. For example, you may choose to inhale for 4 steps and exhale for 4 steps. This rhythm creates a harmonic within the body. It regulates the heart rate and calms the amygdala, the part of the brain that governs fear. When the breath and the step are one, you enter a state of flow. In this state, time seems to disappear. You are no longer walking to get somewhere, you are simply walking. This is the highest form of moving meditation. The danger of skipping this integration is that you can actually walk yourself into more stress. If you walk with a hurried breath and a tight chest, you are reinforcing the fight or flight response. You are telling your body that you are running away from something. This creates cortisol and inflammation. But when you breathe deeply into the lower abdomen while walking, you are telling your body that you are moving toward peace. You are activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system of repair and regeneration. As you walk and breathe, focus on the exhale. Most people are hungry for air, so they focus on the inhale. But the mastery of life is the mastery of letting go. With every exhale, imagine that you are releasing the old air, the old thoughts, and the old tensions. Empty the lungs completely. This creates the vacuum that allows the new qi to enter effortlessly. If you do not empty the vessel, you cannot fill it with anything fresh. The daily walk is your opportunity to empty yourself of the day's burdens so that you can be filled with the vitality of the moment. This is how walking changes the body at a cellular level. By providing a constant rhythmic supply of oxygen and movement, you are alkalizing your internal environment. You are creating a space where disease cannot take root. A body that is well oxygenated and in constant flow is a body that remains young, regardless of the years. The doctor may explain the chemistry, but the master shows you the spirit behind the chemistry. The walk is your daily altar. It is where you sacrifice your ego and your stress in exchange for clarity and life. Final clarity. In the end, the path you walk is a reflection of the path of your life. If you walk with heavy steps and a clouded mind, your life will feel heavy and clouded. But if you walk with a light heart, a deep breath, and a sense of gratitude for every step, your life will become a masterpiece of flow. The secret is not in the destination, but in the presence you bring to the journey. You do not need a temple to find your center. You only need the ground beneath your feet and the air in your lungs. Every step is an opportunity to wake up. True mastery is found in the simplest of actions performed with the highest degree of awareness. Do not look for complex hacks or expensive secrets to fix your health. Return to the basics. Return to the walk. Let the movement of your legs be the prayer of your body. Let the rhythm of your breath be the song of your soul. When you align yourself with the natural laws of motion and stillness, you find a peace that surpasses all understanding. You realize that you have always had the power to change your world one step at a time. Be honest. Did this speak to you too? Which part of your internal landscape feels the most stagnant right now, and are you ready to walk it clear?